Hey there, magical people. Happy fall. Happy Samhain season. It is upon us. I have felt the shift, and I want to share with you some of my thoughts about engaging with this season, which for me is the end of October into November, and then I welcome in the winter tide. So before that, there are several things that I like to do and be and express and explore. I'm going to share them with you, and at the very end, I'm going to do a quick little reading with the tarot for all of us. So when I walk outside, one of the first things I notice out here on the farm is that it's just glorious. The colors here on the farm are magnificent. I'm surrounded by maple forests, and they're just these beautiful bright colors of yellow. I've got a particular maple outside my house here that I look at day by day, and it turns the most fabulous colors of orange. And then of course the reds and purples are beginning to come onto the scene. And the trees are speaking to me so much this year, it's crazy. Before I fill your head with what I'm seeing, I'd love it if you'd share down below something that you really love about this time of year that you're engaging with at this point. So one of the things that I see is I see that the leaves are dropping, and the trees are at this point where they feel the change in the winds. They're cold, they're coming in, and they know that they can no longer sustain all these external things, thus the leaves. And they are releasing those leaves that will go to the ground. They create a nice warm blanket for them. They will be composted into yummies for next year. And they're sending their energy down into their roots. And so I've been really feeling that lately. I've been I've been feeling that release, that beautiful release of, I don't want to carry this anymore. I don't have the energy to carry this anymore. And I'm ready to let that go so that I can really send my energy down into my roots and get kind of cozied up, ready for the winter, ready to spend time with myself. And so that means releasing. That means really releasing things that no longer serve, releasing ideas about myself or others, past wounds and hurts that I don't want to carry with me inside for the winter. I don't want to be carrying that with me and locking the doors and battening down the hatches with those types of things. So what is coming up for you lately? It's been very interesting for me to watch the different things that are coming up for me and what needs to be released and what is behind that. And that kind of leads to sort of like seeing in the shadows, maybe what has been lurking or looming. Frankly, I've had some anger come up where I've been really surprised by it, and I've had to dig down deep and figure out what that's linked to. And as I do that, I'm allowing myself to release that, letting those emotions flow through me. This is the end of what I consider the water gate. The fall season is water to me. I don't know what element you associate with fall, but it is the emotional tide. It is the tide of, the intense tide of flow and emotion and understanding the depths of the waters, right? And what's down there in the deepest, darkest places. And the closer I get to crossing over into winter tide, the deeper I seem to go. So I'm kind of curious, what's coming up for you? I've had a lot of relationships that I've been reviewing. I've just been really looking at energy exchange because, again, I can only sustain so much in my life. What is it that I want to be doing? Who is it that I want to be? And I have plenty of time when I'm locked alone with myself this winter to really work on that. So let me know if any of you have any thoughts on that down below. In light of this being water tide, I think it's a great time for water rituals. So if you've got a body of water to release your troubles to, that's an amazing way to go. Sharing that with the river out here, I can just allow things to pass away. Getting into your bathtub or your shower and just really releasing things, letting the water wash over you and just releasing that, letting go of the things that are coming up that want to be released, making space for you to really abide with yourself in a more powerful way. And even just meditations that take you deep down into your roots. And with that, this is ancestral season, right? So it just wouldn't be a video on Samhain without talking about our ancestral work during this time. And those are ancestors of blood, of spirit, and of the land. So for me, during this time, it's a natural time, as I'm like the tree I am, sending my energy down into my roots. I'm digging down into the nutrients of what's available to me. I'm digging down into the blessings that are available to me, to my birthright, to my heritage, and kind of going deep within my body in the cellular level, where I carry the DNA from my ancestors. I carry the wisdom of my ancestors. I carry what they have worked so hard to bring to my generational line. And that is, again, those of blood that I carry in my DNA, but there's also those of spirit, the deities that I connect with, people that have touched my family line, such as mentors or beloved friends that sowed love and, lasting contributions into my family line. And then the land. So going back to the land, either that you're in, living on right now and doing something to connect with that, or again, reaching back to the heritage, the land that you are from, and drawing from that. So it's such a great time to be exploring your ancestral connections. And again, for the purpose of being in the dark tide with yourself and enjoying that time, because in that space, when you find yourself rooted and grounded, you're ready to receive some of the mysteries that are found during winter tide. Out on the farm, we have all of the yummy foods that have come in. The apples and all the fruit are put up. It's the time of winter squashes that are coming in. So it's really a time when there's the largesse of the earth that is offered to us. And it's a time of feasting. It's a time of kind of fattening up, of enjoying the comfort foods that we have. And so I thought it was a really interesting idea to take a moment and ask yourself, what are the comfort foods that you like to eat of in the world around you, like actual food. But then there's the other things that are like comfort foods to me. And I wanted to ask you, what are the comfort foods of your personal practice, your magical practice, your natural practice? And I wanted to say, don't limit yourself to like the idea of like whether you do spells or not, because that is just such a small part of witchcraft. And during Samhain, I think it's a great time to really acknowledge the things that you are good at that are natural in your practice, your natural witchery, whether that's just like being with the earth or getting up in the morning and looking out the window, or maybe it's the way you stir your tea with intention, just the little things in your practice that you have that you're comfortable with. And they are like comfort foods. For me, my cards are like comfort food. They're easy. I think we spend a lot of time in videos talking about the things that we don't do and how to change that and how to do more. But I don't think it's a time for adding things to our practice. I think it's a time for solidifying what we do and a time for gratitude. I mean, that's a beautiful part of the Samhain season, which to me is going to run till about November, probably honestly until Thanksgiving here in the US. So it's like once I get past that, I move into wintertide. But, taking some time to acknowledge with gratitude the things in your life that are like comfort food to you in your practice, or even your home. Like for me, my pets are like comfort food. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with them. I love them. It's just something that's just so, when I think about holding my little Namir, I'm just like looking at her over here. She's so cute. Holding my little Namir and petting her, she's like something that's just, I'm really grateful for. Really, really grateful for. And so turning that around into a gratitude practice, which either is like writing or speaking it to the moon, or maybe it's the sun that you're more connected to. Maybe you have a deity that you work with, and spending some time at your altar, just thanking them for being there with you. Spending some time thanking your home, the house spirit that you have, just making a little offering to your house spirit. Thank you. So I'm so grateful for you as I'm head into wintertide. I really want to acknowledge you and what you give me and how much I love you. Maybe it's friendships, and there's some people in your life as you look back over this year, you say, I'm really grateful for X, Y, and Z. And then there's this aspect of this time of year that I think is really important, which is grieving. And I don't think very many people talk about this, but it is a time of grieving. There are a lot of people that pass over that during this time of year. And in old days, it was just the weather was getting hard and people didn't make it through the winter. And so a lot of people passed during this time, or we remember that they passed shortly after this time of year. And so grieving the people that have passed. I'll be grieving my best friend who passed last year, right after winter solstice. And grieving the things that you need to grieve. So right now, as you know, energies are shedding, things are coming up for me. And I've had some anger come up that really surprised me. And I realized that I'm angry about something in my past because I never grieved it. And so grief is really a powerful emotion, and honoring grief during this time is huge. This is a time of remembrance, and it's a time to honor your emotions and to do so in ways that feel natural and right for you. So you can, write things down and offer them, burn them, offer them in smoke. You can go down to a body of water and offer that to the body of water and release it. You can head out under the moon and talk to the moon. There's so many different ways to release: ritual baths, ritual showers, really allowing yourself to release, acknowledge with gratitude, honor, and let go of what no longer serves and is too heavy during this time for you to take into the wintertide months, because that is a time of rest and recuperation. All right, let's do a quick reading here. If you made it all the way to here, then leave me some cards down below. Maybe they have little card emojis down below. And make sure to let me know, what is it that you feel you're ready to let go of during this time? I'm really feeling it very intensely this year, that I'm just ready to let go of certain things. I'm actually weary of certain things, and I'm unwilling to continue doing them. All right, I've got 6 decks out here, and I'm going to do what's known as a storyboard reading for us, just where we throw a bunch of cards out and we see what the story is that emerges from it. I don't know if any of you do these types of readings, but as I shuffle here, maybe ask yourself how you can engage, open yourself up to receiving a message from the cards. And if it fits, take it. If it doesn't, you can toss it. There's no need to feel as though you need to feel like what I'm saying is the be all end all. All right. All right, this is the good old RWS here, and this is the Liminal Forest deck by M.J. Cullinan. I'm kind of curious what's lying. It's what lies above, and here's what lies below. That's how I just kind of talking out loud so you can see how I build my readings. And this is the Folktales Oracle. I love this deck. It's so beautiful. Right, I'm kind of working myself backwards. We usually read a story from left to right, and that's exactly what I'm doing. This is the end result over here, and let's pull this out. So, the first thing that I'm seeing is, again, this too many irons in the fire, too many things that we are carrying, or maybe you are carrying at this time. And it's time to figure out, like, you've done a good job. You've carried all these things thus far, but what is it that you are ready to let go of? And it seems here, as I look at this, we've got, is this in frame? Let's get this over here in frame more. So what is driving this on the surface is this either competing with yourself, like constantly trying to keep up with your idea of who you should be instead of what you can be, which is just exhausting. And then what lies beneath it here is battle, like having this internal battle with yourself. And this usually means 2 opposing forces. So it means that we aren't often at ease or at peace within ourselves when we have a battle that is the undercurrent. But I see here that the relief for this is contentment. And I think contentment is a really interesting word, and it's a great time for the fall season because it is a time, like I said, of comfort foods, and it's beautiful. And to me, there's like cozy sweaters. It's not really super cold yet. It's just very enjoyable in so many ways and very magical and abundant. And here on the farm, it's what we call second spring because we have all of the cool weather. Wow, it's a lot. Wow, holy moly. Okay, that's so interesting to get all these cards to come out here. Talk about cards that speak volumes. Wow. So there's definitely, for some of you out there, you're feeling weary, like you are constantly battling. You are constantly in a place of, all right, I've adjusted everything. I think this feels a little bit better. But here there's a weariness of feeling like you are battling, that you are constantly having to prove yourself. That's up here with this competition. And I do feel like that needs to come to an end. There's a decision to allow that to come to an end. And allow yourself to move through like maybe the scary thought of doing things differently than you have in the past. Like you're not sure what will happen if you choose a new way of being and doing. But, you know, you're there, you're at this decision moment, and it's obvious that certain things are coming to an end. So if you don't choose it, I think it will happen because there is a sense of things, there's a momentum. You started something. You started this path that you are realizing that you're on right now, and you've been crying out to actually get to this place of letting go so that you can have this contentment. And it's really what you're seeking at your core. You can see that all these cards are surrounding. These are like all very difficult cards surrounding the contentment, which is what you're desiring at your core. But I see over here in the power area, that it is through, you know, going within, seeking the wisdom that you know, going up the mountain to be by yourself in order to seek that. Like nobody can tell you what will bring you contentment. Nobody can tell you what is coming to an end. Nobody can tell you how to stop battling with yourself. But you definitely have the wisdom that you need when you go within. For all us witchy people out there, it's always nice to get the high priestess guiding us into ourselves, asking us, you know, are you doing the things that you know to do? And this is an interesting question for me always when I get to this place where I feel overwhelmed in life is, am I actually using the tools that I have? And I think that's a good thing to go back if you did the exercise where you asked yourself, what am I grateful for? What am I good at? What is my comfort food? Like, are you doing those things? Are you doing the things that you know to do? Are you cleansing your home? Are you doing those little things that you know, using the wisdom that you have, going within and listening enough to hear, going within and listening so that you can hear where your sacred wisdom comes from. And then stepping into being that, really truly being that. So let's draw a surrender card. We'll do a pick-a-pile on this one because I love doing pick-a-piles for the surrender. So just ask yourself, what do I need to surrender to or from during this time? And then you can pick a pile. All right, so pile 1, 2, or 3. Let's start off. Go ahead and pick your pile, push pause if you need to, really sink into that. Ask yourself, what do I need to release during this time? All right, pile number 1, surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So great for this time. How many of you felt challenged by this? Like, oh man, I know this one and I feel like I've been around the bend on this. I just want to let you know it's a great time for releasing the next piece of that, the next piece of low self-esteem. Pile number 2, surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. I think it's another great card that reminds us of the beauty of this time. And it is a time when you can surrender to your passion, a time that you can explore that during the winter. But I do think getting out of your head sometimes and into the heart can really allow you to feel what your passion is. Card number 3, surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify, and begin to release any pattern that stops you from opening your heart. Any patterns that stop you, actually. So surrender your fear of intimacy. You know, you are ready to love, and that love first starts with self-love. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart.